What if I told you that the difference between your current life and your dream life is not talent, but focus? Because that's the real secret. Elite athletes, from Michael Jordan to Serena Williams, all mastered one thing above all: the art of focus. And here's the truth. You've been focusing wrong your entire life. In this video, I'm going to reveal what elite performers know about focus that you don't yet. But first, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to level up their mind. Are you ready? Let's dive in. We grow up believing that talent is the ultimate currency, that some people are just born superior, faster, stronger, more disciplined. But science, and the lives of countless elite athletes, tell a different story. Take Michael Jordan, arguably the greatest basketball player of all time. His high school coach cut him from the varsity team. Why? Because he wasn't good enough. But Jordan later said, "I've always believed that if you put in the work, the results will come. I never looked at the consequences of missing a big shot. I'm not afraid to fail." But what he doesn't emphasize as often is his focus. His unmatched ability to zero in on a goal with tunnel vision, to block out distractions, noise, and fear. Focus, not talent, is what separated him from millions of other aspiring athletes. Let's pause. Do you ever feel like you're working hard, but making little progress? Like your mind is always scattered, multitasking, switching between apps, notifications, conversations, and never truly present? That's not a personal flaw. It's a biological vulnerability. According to a Harvard study, the average person spends 46.9% of their waking life thinking about something other than what they're redoing. That's nearly half of your life, unfocused. But here's the game changer. Elite performers have learned to reverse this. They've trained their minds, not just their bodies. Let's talk about neurochemistry for a moment. Your focus is governed largely by a neurochemical called dopamine, the molecule of motivation and reward. In the past, dopamine was released mainly during survival activities, hunting, eating, social bonding. But now, it's being hijacked. Every notification, every like, every swipe, a little hit of dopamine. And the problem? Dopamine is a finite resource. When you waste it on superficial stimuli, you have none left for deep work, practice, or mastery. Elite athletes understand this intuitively. They don't chase cheap dopamine. Instead, they link dopamine release to effort, not to outcome, but to the process. Consider Kobe Bryant. He famously trained without music, in silence, focusing entirely on the mechanics of movement. He said, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." This mindset is more than motivational. It's neurological. By focusing intensely on the process, you train your brain to release dopamine during effort. Over time, this rewires your reward system, making focus and discipline feel pleasurable. This is the ultimate hack, learning to love the grind. But how do they sustain this? Through environmental control. Michael Phelps, the most decorated Olympian of all time, trained in an environment he could control. Same pool, same conditions, every time. He once said, "If you want to be the best, you have to do things that other people aren't willing to do." That includes shaping your environment to minimize distractions. When you allow constant interruptions, your phone buzzing, emails pinging, you fragment your attention. It takes an average of 23 minutes to regain deep focus after a distraction. Elite performers remove these friction points. How about you? What can you eliminate from your environment today to improve your focus by 10%, 20%, even 50%? Now let's address another misconception. Many believe that elite athletes are always motivated. But the truth is, motivation is fleeting. What sustains them is routine. Cristiano Ronaldo is known for his obsessive adherence to routines. Sleep at the same time, eat the same meals, train at the same hours. He once said, dedication, hard work all the time. That's what gets you success. Not occasional bursts of motivation, but consistent focus through structured habits. Here's a practical method you can use. The daily focus ritual. Morning visualization. Before checking your phone, spend 3 minutes visualizing your most important task of the day. Focused work block. Set a timer for 45 minutes. No distractions, no multitasking. Complete immersion. Evening reflection. Before bed, ask, did I focus on what truly mattered today? These micro practices done daily will compound into radical transformation over months and years. Another essential component is managing your cognitive load. Elite athletes are selective about what they focus on. They know that attention is a finite resource. Serena Williams, before a Grand Slam final, doesn't scroll through Twitter, check emails, or take random meetings. She narrows her attention to the task at hand. This is backed by science. A study from Stanford University found that people who multitask frequently are worse at filtering out irrelevant stimuli, worse at switching between tasks, and take longer to complete tasks, even when they think they're good at multitasking. Focus is not about doing more. It's about doing less, with greater intensity. Let's also explore flow state, the psychological zone where focus becomes effortless. When in flow, athletes experience time dilation. Time seems to slow down. Hyper-awareness, every sense heightened. Peak performance, complex actions feel almost automatic. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the father of flow theory, found that people in flow are up to 5 times more productive. But flow is only accessible through deep, sustained focus. You can't reach flow if your mind is constantly pulled in 10 different directions. Elite athletes design their training to trigger flow regularly. How can you enter flow? Set clear goals for each session. Choose tasks that are challenging but achievable. Eliminate all external distractions. These conditions prime your brain for focus and eventually, flow. Now, let's confront a hard truth. The modern world is systematically eroding your focus. Big tech platforms are designed to keep you hooked, stealing your attention, fragmenting your mind. As Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, says, clarity about what matters provides clarity about what does not. You must choose. Either you reclaim your focus, or you surrender it to algorithms. Elite athletes choose. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They cultivate focus relentlessly. Let me share one final quote from Tom Brady, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. If you don't believe in yourself, why is anyone else going to believe in you? But belief alone is not enough. It must be coupled with focused action. Every practice, every rep, every film review, done with full engagement. That's what makes the difference. So now I ask you, what could you achieve if you trained your focus like an elite athlete? Not just in sports, but in business, relationships, personal growth. Because the same principles apply. Focus is the multiplier of effort. Without it, even talent is wasted. But with it, ordinary people do extraordinary things. If this video resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe for more science-based strategies to optimize your mind, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, your focus is your future. See you in the next video, because one habit can change everything.